This is Sky Sports 1 Live.
Dagenham and Redbridge have been blazing a trail at the top of the conference for most of the season, until Boston's Pilgrims arrived to spoil the party. Barnett hadn't read the script though, much to the disgust of Steve Evans. But the trail went cold at Nuneaton for the Daggers, and their sharp shooters will be looking to rediscover their golden touch. To your hats for a high noon showdown as the Essex posse saddle up to reignite their title challenge. We're at Victoria Road. It's Dagenham and Redbridge against Morecambe in a must-win game for the Daggers. Welcome along as the race for a place in the Football League enters its final furlong. Welcome along too to Dagenham and Redbridge's newest signing, Neville Southall. Thanks very much for joining us. He's on the bench this afternoon. Busy afternoon for him. Busy and crucial afternoon though for Dagenham and Redbridge.
Yeah, I think so.
They've got to get the win, haven't they?
Yeah, I think Boston play this afternoon at Southport, where they may lose. We've got to put some pressure on them. We need to win today. We need to score goals. 7 points clear at the beginning of the month. Dagenham and Redbridge now 5 points adrift. Can they make up this deficit? Yeah, because I think they're the best team in the league. I think we played, when I was at Dover, we played Boston, we played Dagenham, and Dagenham, for me, the better team on the day. And I think if we can get a result here today, all right, we lost Saturday, but champions have made a defeat, so I think we can push on and win the league. You've just come into this dressing room. How is the confidence? Have they been knocked by that 2-0 defeat against Nuneaton at the weekend? Yeah, I think they've been knocked, but I mean, champions have made defeats, like I said. I mean, we're like a wounded lion today, hopefully, and we'll be going right from the off and get an early goal and make it a long trip home for Morecambe. The opening goal, Turner scoring it after 19 minutes. A slip perhaps in concentration. You can't need that every single second, every minute of the whole 90 now to the end. Concentration's got to be focused, hasn't it? Yeah, I think it will be. I think you're allowed a day off, and we had one Saturday. I mean, all the best teams have a day off. You know, all the champions have a day off, and I think over Easter and the bank holidays, I think they're the times you have funny results. And like, hopefully this afternoon, if we can get a result here, Boston feel the pressure this afternoon, anything can happen. It's a dip just at the wrong time. 1 point in the past 12, just one goal in 360 minutes. That came against today's opponents, Morecambe, last Tuesday in the 1-1 draw. Yeah, I mean, whichever way you look at it, we're due to score and we're due to win. You know, I mean, the law of averages says we're going to score. I mean, if we get at them early doors now today, then they've had a long trip yesterday, they played Saturday as well. We can get at them and we'll get a result. And a late goal conceded in this one as well. Yeah, I think that was a bad goal for our point of view, really, but you know, it's up to us today to go and win the game. OK, thanks very much, Neville. He's got to go and take his place on the bench this afternoon for Dagenham and Redbridge. Let's join our commentary team, shall we? A man who knows all about chasing promotion from the conference. That's Clive Walker, sat next to him today, Kevin Keatings.
Thanks very much indeed, Rob. Well, Clive, you indeed do know about the title race and the finishing line almost within sight now, nerves setting in.
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. I think that's what's happened over the last few weeks with Dagenham, that the nerves are setting in. But it's about winning games now, and performances probably can go out the window.
Well, let's take a look at Gary Hill's starting 11 today. He's dropped Mark Smith, who's been an ever-present in his defence today after the defeat against Nuneaton on Saturday. Steve Heffer, no place for him either. Ken Charlery, a thigh strain, and there are starts for Hill and Shipp. As for Morecambe, a whole raft of changes for Jim Harvey from their defeat against Stevenage at the weekend. But basically, Chris Lightfoot is back in the centre of defence. Non-league international Stuart Drummond captains the team on his return, and also back from injury, Adriano Rigoglioso. And now, Clive, a change in system from Gary Hill. Very interesting at this stage of the season. Very, very interesting thing. Obviously, a little bit desperate from recent results. Terry and Hill from midfield will have the opportunity to bomb on and support Steen and McDougall up front, but a different way to play for Dagenham and Redbridge today. We think, as far as Morecambe are concerned, pretty much regulation 4-4-2. Yeah, very, very similar for Morecambe week in and week out.
And obviously the players here, I mean, Norman and Curtis up front, opportunity for them, and Lightfoot coming in at the back.
Well, there's a big weight on the shoulders of Mark Stein. 20 goals in the conference this season, sent off against Nuneaton on Saturday for retaliation 10 minutes from time, so he'll be missing key matches in the title run-in. Everybody, of course, wearing black armbands today, of course, in memory of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. The players will surround the centre circle in a moment or two's time to pay respects here today. So the players take their formation around the centre circle, and now, in keeping with sporting occasions throughout the length and breadth of the United Kingdom this Easter Monday, we mark our respects now. Minute silence in respect, of course, of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, who died sadly on Saturday after a remarkable and full life. Well, what an important game this is, Clive Walker, for Dagenham and Redbridge. As we've said, the nerves setting in, just one win out of the last 9. We did say, of course, when Gary Hill's side beat Boston here on March the 4th, they held a 6-point advantage. There's been an 11-point swing since March the 4th. That's quite extraordinary.
It's unbelievable that they can change so quickly over a short few weeks. I think also when teams are a little bit nervous, I think it's up to the manager to instill that little bit of safety for them, make them feel a little bit more comfortable. And seeing Gary Hill today, I must admit, he does seem a little bit on edge, and I just wonder if he's been like that over the last 2 or 3 weeks. But let's hope that it's time for Dagenham now really to say that if they're going to win this championship, they've got to win today.
Referee today is Keith Stroud from Dorset, and it'll be Dagenham and Redbridge in the traditional colours for them, the red and black striped shirts, red shorts and red socks. Who'll get this match underway with Junior McDougall partnering Mark Stein in the absence of the injured Ken Charlery with that slight thigh strain, but in reserve, remember, today for Dagenham should they need it. Early clearance is for Jamie Murphy. Dagenham and Redbridge have had a reputation of getting out of the blocks early in recent games, but they have missed a lot of chances early on in games. I think that's been significant. They haven't taken those opportunities, and then the results have rather gone against them. Might fall here now for Dagenham. It's Murphy doing the covering again, though, for Morecambe. No way through for Danny Hill.
Yeah, as we said at the off, Danny Hill, they're pushing on well to support his front two. Seeing a lot more of that as the game progresses, I'm sure.
What do you make of the playing surface here at the moment, Clive? We had a good look at it a few minutes ago, didn't we?
Yeah, I was just going to say, actually, I mean, with a little bit of wind that's here today as well, the pitch being a little bit firm and bumpy, so obviously the first touch is important today for all players.
Well, Morecambe have a firm reputation of being a good footballing side. There's a touch now for Lee Goodwin. Knocked on towards Steen. Away by Perkins. Snapped forward by Mark Rooney, but fouled. The challenge came from Rigoglioso. Adriano Rigoglioso, back in the side after injury. And of course, with a name like that, he comes from Liverpool. Danny Hill. It's not the best of challenges from Gary Thompson. Good position here now for Dagenham.
There's a clumsy challenge more than anything. Just a little bit late going for the ball.
Lee Goodwin's gone forward for the free kick. Just played in towards him, but a good clearing header from Stuart Drummond. Free kick is given against Dean Hooper, who's extended his loan from Peterborough until the end of this season. Originally came on a month's loan. Hooper's done well in his time with Dagenham. Lightfoot with the free kick. This is Maguire, able to get a touch. It'll be a throw for Morecambe. Looked like a foul throw by Maguire. One of the youngsters who's come through the youth academy. Jim Harvey has great reputation of building youth at Morecambe. He's done a terrific job. 8 years in charge now of Morecambe. He's on his 4th chairman, by the way. That is unique, I think, Clive, in football.
I would have thought so, and especially at this this level, conference level, the 4 different chairmen to stick with the same manager is very, very strange. But I think giving him the patience and the time to build a side, which is great. And alongside him there, Andy Much, the ex-Wolves player.
Good experience in the Morecambe dugout. Jim Harvey, by the way, just agreed a new 2-year extension to his contract. Little feeling out period here in the opening minutes. Either side really threatening as yet. Some defending to do here now for Rooney.
I think what's happened though, Kevin, as we've seen, that ball, anything that bounces is becoming very, very awkward with the pitch. But I think what players need to do is get to the pitch of the ball and don't let it bounce as much as they can. There's been a few times in the midfield areas already where the ball's bounced and players have lost control.
Just a reminder that it is a 5-point lead that Boston hold over Dagenham at the moment. Dagenham have a game in hand. And of course, Gary Hill knows that with all 3 points today, they can put the pressure on Steve Evans' Boston again. They're away to Southport, by the way, later today, Boston. Steen. Touch here now for Hooper. Looking for McDougall. Well, it's Steen who's got forward. McDougall waiting for the cross. Dean Hooper then. And now Steen. Looking to direct his cross. But he's currently on his longest run of conference matches without a goal, Mark Steen. None in 4 now. And they need him to be firing around now, certainly before his impending suspension after the sending off the weekend. Here's Paul Terry. No offside here. They were looking for a moment there, Morecambe, for the flag. This is Hooper. It's away by Maguire. Player down though. It's Danny Hazelden who's got a problem. This is where it happened.
I was just looking at Mark Steen there, the way he just backed into his defender in the box there. That's what he's good at. That's full of experience. And unfortunately, his first touch just let him down. And as the ball was cleared there, hit Danny Hazelden. I know last time we came here, Kevin, when we saw the Boston game, and we talked about Hooper, Dean Hooper on this right-hand side. They played a back four that day, and we suggested perhaps that Dean Hooper could have bombed on a little bit further down this right-hand side, and now playing wing-backs, I think it's going to give him an opportunity, as we saw just a few moments ago, of getting more crosses in.
Well, as we saw, the problem for Danny Hazelden was he took the ball full in the face there, but no problems. Rare starts, not really been in the Dagenham picture in recent months, Hazelden, but Gary Hill ringing the changes after that defeat at Nuneaton. This is John Norman. Referee has overruled his assistant linesman, Matthew Downey, and given the throw in favour of Morecambe. There's a chance for Maguire to get a decent cross in, and well, Gothard was suggesting that the ball was already out of play, and the officials agree with him. It's a goal kick to Dagenham.
Yeah, it's good play on in and around the penalty area there. Good overlapping as well. Poor quality on the cross. The two players in the box as well. And Maguire really should have done better with the cross. He got into great position there.
Good climb by McDougall. Here's a snapshot from Danny Hill. Couldn't find his range with it. It was worth a try, though, trying to catch the goalkeeper Mawson unawares.
Like you said there, Danny Hill there, just running in behind and making his side. Yeah, had a chance, and the goalkeeper there off his line, Mawson.
Only his 6th start of the season for Dagenham, for Danny Hill this season.
Obviously, Junior McDougall's the height up front for Dagenham, will be going for most headers, and he comes in short, just leaves that little bit of space in behind for Danny Hill, we've already seen to run in and cause problems.
Ball helped forward by Danny Shipp. McDougall to apply the pressure on Lightfoot. Actually, it's away by McKerney. Important day today for Chris Lightfoot. It's his birthday. The Morecambe assistant manager Andy Much and one or two of the players wanted me to mention that he was 37 today. In the interest of accuracy, he is 32. With plenty of league experience behind him. It's a foul by Hooper. Challenge on Drummond, who's had his injury problems recently. Dean Hooper's been injured in the process as well.
Just seemed to get an elbow in the side of the head as he went for the ball. There was too much of an intention there.
This is a player that Jim Harvey has been raving to me about. He says that Stuart Drummond, his captain today, is as good as anything you'll see in non-league football. He's brought him through the ranks, really, and Drummond, a non-league internationally, actually got injured playing for the England semi-professional team against the USA at Stevenage recently, and succumbed to an ankle injury, and doesn't want any more problems, as Morecambe have a very important FA Trophy semi-final first leg match coming up against Stevenage, the team they lost 3-0 to in the league on Easter Saturday. Jim Harvey has got another fixture backlog to deal with, as indeed he had last season. Perkins, teenager, getting well forward here. Well watched though by Rooney. McKerney getting the better of McDougall. Lightfoot. A miscue from Chris Lightfoot. Well, in the end, though, for Maguire, it wasn't quite the pass, though, that Lightfoot intended. This is Drummond. Good ball here now for Maguire. Plenty of time here for Jamie Murphy. Now McKerney. Nearly a catch for you there, Clive. Be careful on this gantry. Ball almost reached our commentary point. Dave McKerney, the experienced left back today for Morecambe. Very versatile, can play anywhere across midfield as well, McKerney. Certainly hasn't settled down as yet, and I'm not quite sure where the wind has sprung up from, Clive, because it was quite benign about an hour ago here.
Yeah, I think it's causing a problem for Dagenham at the moment. They don't seem to be getting the players forward. Perhaps what we were used to them doing, especially in the Boston game, where players were bombing on for fun. At the moment, it seems to me that it's Morecambe really taking the game to Dagenham and playing any sort of football at the moment.
Paul Maguire shaping up for the long throw here. Back out with Maguire again. Decent ball in. Nearly a touch there, and the volley! Fine save by Paul Gothard. Very athletic. Who's deputising at the moment for the injured ex-Welsh international Tony Roberts. Fine save, Clive.
Yeah, again, a great ball in. Well, Curtis should have done better, but what a good volley that was. Gothard. Kept his fingers warm, if nothing else. Straight at him. I expect him to save it, but it was a good drive.
Morecambe's corner then. It's well defended by Danny Shipp. Rigoglioso. Flick on, here's a chance now! Oh, and wide of that far post, Wayne Curtis got into a great position but couldn't find the target.
Well, that's twice in the last couple of minutes. I think Wayne Curtis should have done better. Well, there he should have got some contact. I think he could have had a touch, to be fair, but you do need a bit of information from players around you. When you're in that box there, you should know what's happening. And for me, he could have had a touch.
Work here for Gothard, and difficult bouncing ball didn't make life easy for the goalkeeper. Certainly distinguished himself with a save from the volley. Steve McDougall. Offside flag is against Dagenham.
Yeah, it was a tight decision, but a good one. We were bang in line with that one, definitely offside. We see just half a yard, but it was tight, but he was definitely offside, Julian McDougall.
Chris Lightfoot with the Morecambe free kick. Rigoglioso. Touch on there was from Norman. Now with Drummond. Murphy. Curtis. Waiting for the support here. Now Maguire. Space here for McKerney. Perkins. Drummond. Good play here by Morecambe, but offside against Norman. It was the right idea, though, from Stuart Drummond. One or two silky touches from the Morecambe number 6 already.
It's a great little ball inside the full-back. Unfortunately, just drifted offside there. Jim Harvey encouraging his players to keep passing the ball. There's some good success from Maguire and Thompson on that right-hand side, and this time they're trying to open up this left side, but passing the ball quite well when they get into those advanced areas.
Curtis.
Just look at Danny Shipp there, Kerry. He's trying to encourage his players forward, trying to ask for more from them. The players, I think he feels they need a little bit more. He's trying to be that inspirational player out there.
Well, it's been a long, hard, punishing season for Dagenham. They've been in pole position. They find it rather out of their hands at the moment. It's in the hands of Boston as it stands, but we've seen so many twists and so many turns in recent weeks and surprise results. You really don't want to call it either way at the moment. Not beyond the realms of possibility. Doncaster could yet squeeze in there. They could get very close to Dagenham today if the Daggers lose here and Doncaster win at Stalybridge, so anything could still happen. Here's Hooper. Kearney with a foot in, but it's a Dagenham throw. Danny Hill. Defensive work there by Norman. This is Rigoglioso. Curtis trying to stay on side, but couldn't do so. Player's already been pulled back, though, for a decision in favour of Morecambe. Challenge there was on Rigoglioso.
Steve West just leaves his foot in as Rigoglioso tried to clear.
Travelling Morecambe fans who've come in all sorts of guises today. Some of them known as the Exiles. I gather one or two of these travelling Morecambe fans don't actually live in Morecambe, but some have made the long journey down, up at around 6 o'clock this morning, although Jim Harvey brought his players down yesterday in preparation for this match. Some of these fans have had to get up very early today, and they've been in good heart, haven't they?
They have, and it's lovely to see it, isn't it? Some wonderful pictures. I wonder where he's from. It's great to see, isn't it? Lovely to see on a bank holiday, or like Easter Monday. Obviously enjoying the day.
Heart and soul of football, I think. Non-league level, these Morecambe fans. Some defending to do here still for Dagenham, but the ball eventually ran out of play before Thompson could hook it in. Gary Thompson, when the sides met last Tuesday at Christie Park, played up front, but he's got essentially a right-sided midfield role for Morecambe today. Quirk of the fixtures, because basically that both sides were involved in cup competitions quite a bit. Their scheduled league meeting earlier this season was postponed, and that's why they're meeting for the second time in less than a week. Morecambe gaining a late equaliser in the 1-1 draw last Tuesday at Christie Park after Ken Charlery had given Dagenham a lead early in the second half. Peter Thompson, Morecambe's recent buy from Luton, got the equaliser. He's on the bench today. Here's Norman. Forward by Drummond, a good pass as well. Perkins has got free here. Little look up to see where Curtis is. Still Perkins. Great defending by Rooney. Good pace from Mark Rooney. Rare start for him. And the change of system for Gary Hill today. Mark Rooney essentially coming in as the spare man at the back.
Get a great through pass from Stuart Drummond. Splitting the defence there. A good run by with Perkins.
Forward by Drummond. This is good build-up here by Dagenham, a little bit better as they try and get McDougall forward, applying the pressure on Murphy. And the corner kick, says referee Keith Stroud. Stuart Drummond has been the pick of the players out here so far today. Still at 26, time to have a league career if anybody wants to take a chance on him. Very experienced now, 6 years at Morecambe.
Sorry, Kevin, he looks nice and composed, doesn't he, when he plays? Good pass.
Terry with the corner. And, rather raced by Terry. Danny Hill. Now Terry. Faced by Maguire. Support here from Goodwin. All ends rather tamely as far as Dagenham are concerned. Craig Mawson in the Morecambe goal has had very little to trouble him so far.
It was disappointing though, Kevin, was the actual corner itself. Poor one into that near post area, easily dealt with. And we've been playing some 20 minutes now and no pressure really being put on the Morecambe goal.
22-year-old Morecambe keeper has been by and large a spectator in the opening 21 minutes. Perkins will get a touch under pressure from Hooper. Curtis giving chase here with Rooney.
And Wayne Curtis expected to play that high roll, running the channels. And John Norman just playing in behind the front man there. Wayne Curtis expected to hold the ball up for Morecambe.
Forward by Lightfoot, but Perkins will give that one up. Ball gathers pace.
A good idea by Chris Lightfoot. Just overhit the pass, maybe put a little bit more height as Dagenham were pushing up. Puts the pressure back on Dagenham down in this bottom corner.
Foul is given against Junior McDougald. Starting his 9th league game of this conference season, McDougald. Good experience though, good goal scorer. If he can get a little run in the side between now and the end of the season, he certainly provides excellent backup for Charlie and Steen. It's Lightfoot with the free kick. Goalkeeper comes, takes well. That's a very good hands from Paul Gothard.
Great catch, wasn't it? He's come a long, long way for that ball. Taking it really well. It wasn't particularly high either. It was a low-flighted ball in. Really came a long way for it. Because if he's going to come that far, then he must take the ball. And he's done it very, very well, Paul Gothard.
There was some pressure on him there, but really took that very well indeed, the deputy for Tony Roberts. He's also played for the England semi-professional side, Gothard. So certainly knows his way around non-league football. Well, coming up later on today, you'll be able to see from 2 o'clock Tottenham Hotspur against Leeds, Sky Sports 1. Premiership football from White Hart Lane. Important game, of course, for Leeds as they hope to try and apply more pressure on Newcastle for a Champions League place. Problem here for Steve West, who's just been brought into the Dagenham ranks by Gary Hill, signed him from Woking in February.
Steve West, a converted centre forward. Woking signed him as a centre forward from Enfield. Used to score goals very often for Woking as well when he played for them. I think it must be that age thing, Kevin. As you get a little bit older, you move further back.
Well, you speak from experience there. Good header by Murphy. Now Perkins. Ball forward has got Rooney turning here. And a little bit of hesitation for a moment, but in the end, no problems for Gothard. Hazelden's header on. Danny Hill, forceful. Can he find a way past Perkins? And Mawson, the goalkeeper, came to take charge of the situation importantly there for his side. Strong play there, though, from Danny Hill. Dougal trying to get in, but no problems for Mawson again.
Persistent there, if nothing else, Danny Hill.
Certainly the better opportunities, though, being carved out by Morecambe. Paul Gothard having to make one excellent save so far, and Wayne Curtis missing with a close-range volley when he might have done better. So Jim Harvey and Andy Much, the managerial duo of Morecambe, will be pretty satisfied with what they've seen so far. No problems here for Gothard. Well, let's hear for the first time today from the Dagenham manager, Gary Hill. He's talking pitchside with Greg Whelan.
Gary, just over 25 minutes gone, goalless so far. Disappointed with the start?
No, we're OK, you know, as you understand, we're going to be a little bit nervous. We've come off of a couple of bad results. Very good save from Paul Gothard very early in the game. And, you know, I think he'll start settling down in the next 10 minutes. And, you know, nearly a chance here for us, but no, I'm quite happy. We'll settle down, but we know it's going to be very hard today, but I'm sure with the crowd behind us, we've got a good chance.
Thanks, Gary.
Well, first chance for Dagenham fell for Dean Hooper. His close-range shot wrapped off the legs of Mawson, the goalkeeper. And Hooper certainly took up a good position there for Dagenham. Here's Dean Hooper again, looking to measure his cross. Over away was from Maguire. Opportunity for Dagenham, Clive?
Well, you feel so. I just feel that this could come from midfield for Dagenham. I think the front two have not really got into the game, Steen and McDougald. I just feel it's the midfield players who are going to do all the attacking for them and push on and drive on from that midfield area. Just we've seen them in bits and pieces, and we've just not seen enough of it, especially from Terry and Hill. Good first touch by Mark Steen there. The opportunity, great little ball around the corner. Well, you just feel that Dean Hooper just miskicked his shot slightly.
Here's Steen, good position here now. Hooper arriving, but Perkins, the teenager, who's got a good engine up and down the left for Morecambe, just 19. Dave Perkins concedes the corner.
I think this is a great chance for them, to be fair. Mark Steen's got into a great bit of space in the penalty area and got no support. And that's what we talk about, the midfield players bombing on from midfield.
Danny Hazelden with the Dagenham corner. Gets a second bite at it. This time it's a better ball in. Goalkeeper thought about coming. Right foot won the first header. Terry back in with no problems. Ball rolls out harmlessly for a Morecambe goal kick. But certainly he's seeing the game at closer quarters now.
Yeah, Hazelden, good ball in this time. Goalkeeper unsure, and that's where Paul Terry really should be driving in on the edge of the box, just giving on the end of the seconds and just knocking them back down again, but not getting a clean header, unfortunately.
Powerful header won by West, forward by Rigoglioso. Late flag against Morecambe. Matt Downey just explaining to John Norman that he was the man in the trap. Thompson had got well forward as well down the right. Gary Hill has been laying a lot of store on the remaining fixtures in this conference season. That Boston have got a lot of away games to come between now and the end of the campaign. 5 of the last 7 away games, 7 games of the season are away from home for Boston. Here now is Hill. Can't find a way through though. You should know about the troubles on the road. Dagenham after their recent setbacks. Away from Victoria Road. Gary Hill knows that starting today it's 4 at home, 4 away. Their next match is next Saturday away to Northwich. Then they have Stalybridge and Doncaster here, and that's a match we'll be featuring live, by the way, and that won't be an easy game. Doncaster have had a good second half to the season, Clive.
Well, they have, and I don't think they'll give it up just yet as well, although they're a little bit off the pace, Doncaster, at the moment, but they'll come here and want to do well. And Doncaster, obviously, the more recent ex-league clubs who believe they should be back in there as well, so I'd like to keep things rocking and rolling, Doncaster, for next season. Foul there, definitely.
Quite a physical battle Chris Lightfoot's having with Junior McDougald. Danny Hill with the free kick. Here's Hooper. Perkins doing a good job again on Hooper. This is Curtis. Danny ships ball forward, but way beyond its intended target of McDougald.
Wayne Curtis' first touch there could have been a good break on for Morecambe. His first touch really let him down, and had a first touch, and David Perkins made a good run inside. He could have just laid him in, but unfortunately needed another touch.
Perkins will roll out for a goal kick to Dagenham with a little over 31 first half minutes gone. Still, neither side can force the breakthrough. Morecambe with the better start. In the last few minutes, Dagenham have upped it a little. Thompson's header. Flag was up against Curtis. Wayne Curtis scored several goals for Morecambe back in January and February, but dried up a little bit for him. Hasn't always been a regular for Jim Harvey. Ought to remind you, of course, that Morecambe are missing their leading scorer this season, Robbie Talbot, who's got 15 conference goals through injury. And at least Jim Harvey doesn't have any relegation problems to worry about this season. They nearly went down last season, incredibly, because they had such a backlog of fixtures to deal with towards the end of the season that they dropped like a stone down the table and only finished 2 points clear of the drop in the end, after Jim Harvey had design set on a top 6 finish. With a free kick here in a useful position now for Dagenham. Paul Terry to take. Oh, and offside. Oh, they were all left in there. Well drilled Morecambe backline there.
Although I don't like seeing that, they've done that very, very well, Morecambe. It's well organised. 32 minutes gone, and it's the first time they've used it. Definitely one for the training field, that one. Answer is for Dagenham, though, to learn from it and make sure it doesn't happen again. But I'm sure we'll see it again, possibly in the second half, and I bet they catch him offside again, Kevin.
Dave McKerney, a testimonial season this year with Morecambe. The throw for Norman. 33 now, McKerney. With league experience with Crewe and Bolton and Wigan. One of the experienced heads who's dropped down into non-league football and been a good servant for Morecambe. Norman. Thompson looking to apply the pressure here on Hazelden, but it'll be a Dagenham throw.
For some reason there, Thompson decided to come inside, really try and run the other way for me. Should have run further to the right-hand side, just to open up the space. As the through ball came through, it was just slightly behind him and he couldn't take it.
Curtis. Nicely done for Drummond. And free kick is in favour of Morecambe. Stuart Drummond was suggesting that his pass was going to reach number 10, John Norman, and that the advantage rule might have been applied, but referee Keith Stroud had made up his mind early to whistle.
Strange one that, wasn't it, as well, because when the ball was flicked through, John Norman was actually offside, the linesman didn't give it. So the referee then blew for the free kick for the high boot.
Birthday boy then, Chris Lightfoot with the free kick. Here's Maguire. Rigoglioso gets away from Terry. Good pace here from McDougall. He's got away from Lightfoot. Now Junior McDougall. He's got Paul Terry free to his right if he needs him. It's Terry. It must be goal for Dagenham. Gary Hill delighted with that, and it was all about the pace of Junior McDougall, and Paul Terry gets his 3rd goal of the conference season, and Dagenham in front.
Oh, it was all about the long clearance, wasn't it? Junior McDougall using his pace. Chris Lightfoot been found wanting there for a bit of a change of pace, and well, he talked about the support from the midfield. And Paul Terry made up the ground and got there for the simplest of chances, little siphon into the back of the net.
Great support midfield play, and got its just rewards for Paul Terry. Here now comes Thompson. Goal kick is the decision in favour of Dagenham and Redbridge. Junior McDougall in the side because of Ken Chalry's thigh strain, but excellent setup for Terry.
I think that was one of those situations, Kevin, where the long ball out from the back, and sometimes at this level, players who are at the back just ball watching. And Chris Lightfoot very, very tight with Junior McDougall, and he managed to spin and use his pace and get in behind, and really no support in the end from David McKerney. And that side, it took David McKerney a few seconds to get across. Sleeping a little bit at the back for Morecambe.
This is the fourth time our cameras have been with Dagenham and Redbridge this season. Featured them in the third round of the FA Cup against Exeter, and this is the third conference game we've been with Gary Hill's side. In contrast, this is the first ever live TV coverage for Morecambe. And of course, like Dagenham, they played Ipswich in the FA Cup. Each of these sides have played Ipswich in the third round of the Cup in the past 2 seasons. Now McKerney. Straight through Humsey with Gothard, who made that cracking early save.
Maybe the goal will help Dagenham a little bit settle down. Even Gary Hill's still talking about the nerves some 20 minutes into the game. I just feel they should have settled down by then. Paul Terry again supplying the pace from midfield.
Here's a chance now for Steen. Now Hooper. 3 to hit. Mark Steen took it down well. Here's the goal scorer, Terry. Oh, nearly a double goal scorer. And that was much, much better. Much more awareness here about the Dagenham build-up. Yeah,
they've started to pass the ball, haven't they? Got it down and gone wide, come back in again. And again, Paul Terry on the end of things, just in and around the edge of the penalty area. A good effort as well as the ball dropped on his left foot. Just unlucky as it went past the post.
Well, his brother-in-law's not here today, Paul Konchesky of Charlton Athletic. Paul Terry's married to Paul's brother Sarah, and well, a bit of afters there involving Drummond and Terry. The referee will need to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I think the referee saw it as well. He's done well, and as Drummond went into the back of Paul Terry. The faintest of touches, but he's given the free kick, probably for the argy-bargy beforehand.
Paul Konchesky, of course, of Charlton. They've got a game today against Arsenal. Often gets himself down here, though, to Victoria Road. Paul Konchesky to watch Paul Terry. Perkins. Now West getting well forward for Dagenham. Onside here, Mark Steen, McDougall taking up a great position in the middle. Hooked away by Murphy. Important interception that for Jamie Murphy.
And again, a good break, wasn't it? Steve West in well. Slide the ball wide to Mark Steen. Good ball in by Mark Steen as well.
Danny Hazelden has got across to take the Dagenham corner. Difficult header, and it nearly fell for Paul Terry. Important foot in there from Thompson. Now Rooney. Oh, and late challenge by McKerney on Hazelden. And there's a lot of anger down there being produced towards Dave McKerney for that late challenge on Danny Hazelden.
This is a bad challenge. Dave McKerney's never getting anywhere near the ball, and right at the last minute decides to stick out a left foot and just cleans the player out completely. Well, you feel it's at least is a yellow card.
Well, referee Keith Stroud is beckoning players away here, now explaining to Dave McKerney what his decision is going to be. And McKerney a little bit nervous there as he waits to see which card is produced here by referee Stroud. It looks as though it's going to be a yellow, Clive.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a yellow. I think he's a little bit fortunate that it is only a yellow as well. I'm right underneath us, Kevin, and that's a bad challenge. No intention of taking the ball. Once he realised he couldn't get there, he just went and cleaned the player completely out.
A little fortunate there, I think, McKerney. The referee took no further action than a yellow card. So Dagenham with the free kick, which Terry will leave for Hazelden. Away by Norman. Terry, caught there by Rigoglio, so good advantage from referee Keith Stroud. Hill's ball forward. McDougall will get to it, but couldn't find the touch he was looking for. 3 minutes plus stoppage time to half-time, and Junior McDougall setting up the only goal so far for Paul Terry.
Yeah, the referee going back and giving a yellow card to Rigoglioso. That late challenge. Good refereeing. Let the play continue as Dagenham were attacking. And you see the challenge again. Dean Hooper just getting out of the way, saw him coming.
Confirmation then. Rigoglioso joining McKerney in the book. Here's Maguire. Curtis. Danny Hazelden none the worse for that poor challenge from McKerney. Misplaced header by Lee Goodwin affords Morecambe a corner. Once of West Ham, Lee Goodwin didn't quite make the grade at Upton Park. Pretty solid performer though at this level. Now can Morecambe get back on terms here? Had a run by Shipp and a fall for Danny Hill. Forward by McKerney, no flag here against John Norman. But, I think the wind rather favoured the goalkeeper in Dagenham there because they were a little bit square, Dagenham. Rooney. Terry getting the better of that midfield duel now with Danny Hill. Steve West. Good steal by Shipp. Good turn as well by Danny Shipp. Looking to get the return off Mark Steen, but Drummond's there to tidy up for Morecambe. Norman running into trouble in the shape of the goal scorer, Terry. Couldn't quite open it out for Hooper. Perkins. Here now is Curtis. Norman. Good work there by Goodwin. Just lost their way a little bit, Clive, haven't they, after that fairly quiet opening 10 minutes or so, Morecambe?
Yeah, I thought they started very, very brightly, passed the ball about well and got it down that right-hand side on 2 or 3 occasions. Unfortunate not to score, but since the goal it's been, for me, mostly Dagenham anyway, leading up to the half-time break. The goal made a big difference to them. It just settled them down a little bit, Dagenham, a little bit nervous. We just started to pass the ball a little bit better, getting it wide, especially to the right-hand side, but I think could use Hazelden on the left a little bit more.
4 minutes then, as you can see, of stoppage time to be played at the end of the first half as Rooney drives forward the free kick for Dagenham. A touch on from McDougall. Wire with a clearance. Hooper. Steen, closely watched by Lightfoot. Free kick, and it's given against Mark Steen. I think he'd like another pop at league football, wouldn't he, 36, Clive, Mark Steen?
I'm sure he would. I'm sure he would. And the goals he scored this year obviously will set him up if Dagenham don't make it, for perhaps somebody else to come in and take him. But I'm sure he's been enjoying life in non-league football, part-time as well as something you have to get used to. And I know I did it when I started in non-league at Woking at 36.
Steve West has been yellow carded for some dissent. He felt it was a rather soft free kick given in favour of Morecambe a moment or two ago. Terry. Steen. He got too tight there, Lightfoot, and Steen has turned him. And the bobbly pitch didn't quite aid Mark Steen there as he looked for McDougall.
There's a great little turn by Mark Steen. That's what he's good at. Gets defenders quite close behind him, just rolls them. Thought he could have gone with a simple pass to Hazeldine left side there. For some reason he's gone for the direct ball from McDougall and it didn't come off. He was bouncing around again. We talked about the bobbly pitch.
Decision in favour of Morecambe here.
I think the ball's just drifted out of play there and swung back in again.
A little over a minute then of the 4 minutes allotted stoppage time to play. Maguire trying to pinch some metres there and has been penalised.
I think Gary Hill will be pleased though. Half-time 1-0 up. I think Dagenham they've taken a long time really to get into the game, but once they did and scored the goal, they started to play a little bit better.
McDougall trying a little bit of improvisation, and it worked too, and a good hand away by Mawson. Had to take control there. His defender McKerney was rather on the back foot there. It was good goalkeeping from Craig Mawson. This is Danny Hill. Goodwin. Challenged by Thompson.
Good little bit of skill there by Junior McDougall. I'm sure he's seen that one on the television before, Kevin. Nice to see him try it in the corner there. And a good save from Mawson in goal as well.
Here's Terry. The shot is miscued by Danny Hill. Worth a try, but ball coming across him and bobbling as well on this rather uneven surface at Victoria Road. Danny Hill far from keeping that one on target. This will be just about the last kick of the first half from Craig Mawson. Referee finding a few extra seconds here. Great movement here for McKerney. Norman. Thompson giving chase here. Danny Hazeldine will have to be careful and just did enough to close out Gary Thompson. And the half-time whistle from referee Keith Stroud. Gary Hill will be pretty satisfied with what he's seen so far. Paul Terry getting the goal that gives Dagenham a little bit of breathing space at half-time here. And the goal set up by Junior McDougall. Excellent pace, getting the better of Lightfoot. And Terry makes it half-time at Victoria Road, 1-0 for Dagenham.
Easter Monday, with Spurs looking to hatch a plan to stop a lead side whose sights are set on a place in Europe. For football special, Tottenham v Leeds today at 2, Sky Sports 1.
I'm Dave, the bank's loans manager. Can I lend you money for a new car? You've come to the right place. I want you to think...
At the AA, we have one question. What does your bank manager know about cars?
It's...
Is the clutch about to go? Has it been in a bad accident? We don't want you buying a lemon now, do we? That's why, when you take out an AA car loan, we'll give you a free car inspection worth up to £119. To date, we've lent money to more than 500,000 motorists. And our current rate's an attractive 8.8% APR on our most popular loans. Want to know more?
Yes.
Ring the AA on 0800 123 123 now and apply for your loan on the phone. It pays to get your car loan from Car People. That's 0800 123 123. Got it?
60, 80, 75, goes to 88. 35, 45, 65, 75, 88, 88, 88 again.
How are you going to take that lot with you?
I'm not. I've already sold it on.
Wireless solutions from Compaq make it happen now. Compaq mobile access devices, services and partners put the power of your company's infrastructure into your hands wherever you are.
No one can stop a killer except the man who knows his face. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Collateral Damage, cinemas April 5.
Would you like a mortgage that'll work for you, whatever happens? Then call Direct Line on 0800 051 5157.
If you find yourself in a bit of a squeeze, you can reduce your payments or even stop them altogether.
If you find yourself better off, wait, you can increase them and pay off your mortgage sooner.
And of course, you get a great introductory rate.
Whether you're moving house or just moving your mortgage, take the Direct Line to a flexible mortgage now. Free phone 0800 051 5157. That's 0800 051 5157.
No gun, just squeeze and fill. Polycell Squeeze and Fill Polyfiller. It only takes 2 ticks.
People who weren't at our last meeting.
Some American management consultants recommend having meetings standing up to save time, which wouldn't suit this Japanese chairman who likes to take time to contemplate what is being discussed. At HSBC, we never underestimate the importance of local knowledge, particularly when it comes to your money, because what we learn in one country can directly benefit our customers in another. HSBC, the world's local bank.
Constipation. Take Senecot for gentle relief when you wake. Go on, enjoy your day.
Senecot, natural relief for a brighter tomorrow.
Hello. When you want a personal loan, you can just go to your bank. But why not see if it's easier, faster and cheaper to call Lombard Direct on 0800 2 15,000.
Your rate is based on your circumstances and loan amount. Our typical rate is just 8.2% APR.
For an unsecured loan of up to £25,000, call now on 0800 2 15,000 or apply online at lombarddirect.com.
When you're up against creeps like these, 2 heroes are better than 1. Usually.
Bad world.
Manches para sí.
Quiero.
Welcome back. The race for a place in the Football League is hotting up. These are scenes in the Dagenham and Redbridge dressing room at the moment. Gary Hill just giving his half-time team talk, and it's his side that are leading by a goal to 0. One notable absentee from that dressing room at the moment, their new signing, Neville Southall, because he's alongside me. Are you happy after that first 45?
I'm happy. I mean, it hasn't been the best of games. The lads started off very nervously and it wasn't a very good game, to be fair, but we're 1-0 up, so you take that at this stage of the season.
It was a good goal. Good work as well by Junior McDougall, wasn't it, in the build-up for it?
Yeah, to be fair, it was a ball out of nothing, and to be fair, he's used his pace, used his skill, got in the box, nice, easy finish for us, to be fair. You know, we're blessed with today is pace up front, so I mean, the times we've gone short, we've been in trouble. The times you put it in behind him and run in there, we've got to be able to get bodies in the box. And to be fair, he's done exceptionally well here, good footwork, nice layoff.
Use of both feet, Paul Terry on the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, midfield play getting in the box is, there's a difference between us in the last couple of games, to be fair.
You mentioned the nervy start. Is it because the cameras are here? Is it because the position they are in the lead? Because Morecambe had a couple of chances to take the lead early on.
I think it's a combination of everything, to be fair. I mean, once you get to this stage of the season, and you change the team around as well, and I think sometimes the nerves do get to certain players. But, I mean, they've had a couple of half chances, really.
That's Gary Thompson, a good save as well.
Yeah.
As a keeper, good technique for that?
Yeah, I think it was a good save, to be fair. I mean, he's seen it late, probably. Good save over the bar, do his confidence to world of good. I mean, everything he's done today, he's done really well, so I'm pleased for him.
And barely a minute later, should he have done better there, Wayne Curtis?
I think he should have, to be fair. The time he had, he probably just snatched it because he thought he was closely marked. But overall, I mean, I think really we just about shaded it, really. There's not much in it, to be fair.
And what's Gary Hill saying now? We saw the dressing room there. You're obviously not in there. What was he saying on the bench? More of the same, just try and get in behind them.
We'll get in behind, but obviously we've got 5 and they've got 4 in midfield, and we're not using the extra man very well. To be fair, if we get it out wide to the right winger, he's got loads of time and he should be pushing on a little bit more. At the moment, really, it's a bobbly pitch, the ball sounds soft, and it hasn't been the best of games. So probably if we can get it down and play it a little bit more, with a bit more quality, then I think we'll get balls in the box, we'll score goals.
OK, I guess the message from Dagenham and Redbridge is watch out Boston. They're on your heels at the moment. The Morecambe fans, though, they'll be looking, as their famous namesake Eric says, for a bit of sunshine in the second half. Can they come back? The second half, that's live next.
Good question. We need to reframe the problem.
Re-vector. Do a 180.
Clearly, we need to scope out a more synergistic, holistic, integrated solution.
To look good in a meeting, you could know the latest business catchphrase.
We need to imagineer.
Imagineer.
Or you could know what your customers really want.
It's so true.
Imagineer. It's the word of the day.
Morning, team. Sorry to keep you waiting. Right, let's crack on, shall we? Didn't you read my memo?
Yeah.
Get a mortgage payment break when you want to take time off. So live your life differently. Contact Virgin One on 08456 00001.
Hydractive 3 suspension, electronic stabilizing, optional sound effects. The Citroën C5.
Ashamed of your mobile? Then get up to £100 off the latest Orange handsets at Phones For You now. We'll find the right phones for you.
Too much energy. You need the TA. For more information, call 0845 603 8000.
Dave Chappelle here. I'm setting this bloke up on a blind date to show that Right Guard Extreme Sport works under the most extreme conditions. Ladies! You gotta get a number, dog. See? Extreme protection against odor and wetness. Love hurts. Fragrant. You guys are really hitting it off.
Right Guard Extreme Sport. Get extreme, get Right Guard.
Call us! Edwin will.
Thank you.
Right, people, who wants to play? We've just released a great new game. It's one from the old school called Space Invaders. Yeah. You know how it goes. Shoot the aliens and all that. It's a right laugh. So come on! Press the red button for games. Go on, touch me. I rock.
The critics are raving about 24-hour Party People. Funny, clever and original, says Heat magazine.
Yeah, you're right.
Elle calls it fabulously debauched.
Did I say that out loud?
Utterly unique. 4 stars, says Hot Dog.
These jeans are right up my crotch.
A mad film. A breath of fresh air, says The Face.
Welcome to the birth of rave culture.
This is not a loan. This is not bankruptcy. This is a real solution to your debt problem. Baines & Ernst are helping people in debt get their lives back together. 9 out of 10 said this service had a positive impact on their lives. If you have a debt problem, they can reduce your monthly payments by up to 80% and turn them into one single affordable monthly payment. So call Baines & Ernst now, free on 0500 0500 54. Call now.
Two live Premiership footballs coming up for you today. It's Leeds chasing that 4th Champions League spot. They're at White Hart Lane. Sky Sports 1, 2 o'clock. And then Blackburn against Southampton, the Premiership Plus game, 7:30. 08705 160 160 for more information. At the moment, we're at Dagenham and Redbridge. They lead Morecambe by a 1-0. Let's join our commentary team, shall we, for the second half. Clive Walker and first, Kevin Keatings.
Thank you, Rob. Well, these colourful, travelling Morecambe fans haven't had too much to enthuse them in the first half, but I tell you what, they're a very vocal lot, and they're hoping for better from their side in the second half. And I think you've been quite impressed with Gary Thompson in the first half. He went close with that early volley, didn't he? Which, what a good save from Gothard, Clive.
Yes, I did, and I was pleased with the way he sort of hugged the touchline at right-hand side early on in the game, especially first 20-25 minutes. And he linked well with Paul Maguire, the fullback, who pushed on a little bit more as well. And they got in some good positions. But he's had a good first half, Gary Thompson.
Well, Gary Hill has kept his players in for an extra minute or so with last-minute instructions. But I was just noting that they haven't been out of the top 2 in the conference since the start of September. Had a very consistent season. We have to remember they hadn't even lost away from home until that defeat at Barnet. And of course that defeat seemed to knock Dagenham back a little bit, didn't it? That 4-0 defeat at Underhill.
Yeah, it just seemed to knock their confidence a little bit, and the doubt came into the squad there, and they just wondered if they were actually good enough probably to win the league. And I suppose at the end of the day, it's still a part-time squad.
Paul Terry hasn't come up with many goals so far this season, but it could be a very, very important first-half strike after good link-up play with Junior McDougald. And Gary Hill has had that, as we said at the outset, that difficult balancing job at the moment. He's seen his side stutter and falter in recent weeks, and well, just has to take a step back in that position, doesn't it? It's all about man management at this stage of the season, as you were alluding to earlier, Clive, and it's time to remove the crockery, I think, and just try and get a calm head in there in this pressure cooker situation. So we're underway, and neither side have made any substitutions at half-time. And this is Maguire. Plenty of time to steady himself for the cross. Here's Perkins. Forward by Danny Hill, straight to McKerney. Lightfoot. Rescue there by Drummond, but Murphy got there first.
Glad to see Morecambe coming out though and starting to pass the ball around straight away. That's what Jim Harvey wants more often than not.
Pitch not conducive to good football today. The conditions not really suiting the visitors, who like to get the ball down and play. Dagenham a little bit more direct style than that of Morecambe. Strong work there by Regoglios, who's won the free kick for Morecambe.
Looking at the shape of the Morecambe side as well, Kevin. John Norman playing a lot higher up the field now. Before in the first half playing just off of Wayne Curtis, but now it looks like Jim Harvey's asked him to play a little bit higher up the park.
Thompson. Good challenge there by Danny Hill. Here's Ship, captaining Dagenham today in the absence of Steve Heffer. No-nonsense challenge there by Lightfoot as he continues that duel with McDougald. Lee Goodwin. It's a good throw. Movement as well by Steen. Offside against Hazelden.
Should never be offside there, Hazelden. Looking across the line. The ball inside the full-back again for him to run onto. She was offside.
Good strong header, but fouling in the process. Lee Goodwin. McKerney. Curtis. Throw conceded by West. Perkins has Drummond available. Gets away from Terry, Stuart Drummond. This is Maguire. Plenty waiting for a cross. Instead he was short to Drummond, but didn't quite have the pace to get there. Drummond again. Steen. Just able to get the ball under control. That has been difficulty for a number of players out here today. No discernible pattern yet to the second half. Rugoglioso.
Stay in front, Dan.
Maguire. Lifted in towards Norman, who won a good header. And West with some very cool defending under pressure. Good play by Steve West. Hazelden. Not a good clearance by Murphy. This is Danny Hill. West. Lots of space here now for Hooper. Terry. Lee Goodwin. Danny Hazelden in space to his left. Chance to run. The young fullback Maguire. Straight into the grateful midriff of Craig Mawson.
Poor cross in the end, but better play by Dagenham. Much better play, passing from one side to the other. That's where we said in the first half they should be using their width a little bit more than they have been.
And as Neville Southall was saying at half-time, they've got the spare man in midfield, Dagenham. And here's McDougall trying to slalom his way through into a shooting position. Appeals for handball against McKerney. Nothing doing for Dagenham. West. That did look like a handball, but play continuing again here. McDougall has found a good pass out wide. Header away by Maguire. Junie McDougall again! Just couldn't steady himself for the composure he needed. It was more than a half chance for Junie McDougall.
A good chance for him, wasn't it? A good cross, well worked to that right-hand side. Defended reasonably well, but Junie McDougall first onto it. Chest control, ball bouncing up again, coming too high.
What's this handball?
Oh, I don't think you can give handball for that.
Well, if it was the arm, it was ball to arm rather than vice versa. Here's Terry, first half goal scorer. Hazelden just finding the pitch against him again there. Ball just bobbled as he looked to deliver a quality ball in. Movement on the Morecambe bench, and there's going to be a change for Jim Harvey. He's going to bring on Ryan Zico Black, wide left midfield player, and he's replaced the 19-year-old Dave Perkins. And that will be a straight swap down the left side of the Morecambe midfield. He's 20 years old. Black. Has been a regular starter for Jim Harvey in recent weeks. Hazelden, good ball, excellent running here by Shipp. Showed too much of that though to Murphy. And a goal kick for Morecambe.
I just feel that's for me anyway, a strange move by Jim Harvey. If there's a problem for David Perkins, thought he'd had quite a reasonable first half, Kevin. Worked very, very diligently down this left-hand side. Not much of the second half gone, so maybe it's injury or a problem there.
Forward by Maguire. Good running here by Norman. Shooting position. Oh, the angle. Too tight in the end for John Norman. Well, let's go down and hear from the Morecambe manager, Jim Harvey, maybe get an insight into that substitution. He's with Greg Whelan.
Jim, you were the better side for the first 20 minutes, but you're one down. What can you tell us about what you're trying to do to get back into this game? A substitution we've just seen there for starters.
Yeah, they've done very well. I think they've created the better chances, but Dagenham pinched one on the break, and we don't have to change anything at all. Just there's one or two tired legs there, and young Perks, he's exhausted at the moment, so just a tactical change, really, just to rest him. But we'll not change the formation just yet. No, we just got to keep carrying on, persevering with what we're doing so far.
Thanks, Jim.
Jim Harvey, who's temporarily left his role as assistant to the Northern Ireland manager, Sammy McElroy. That's because of the fixture jam at the moment, at the end of the season. So all his thoughts are on Morecambe and the conference at present. And this is Black. Inside here, Thompson. And still not able to clear here, Dagenham. Black trying to get a touch again, but eventually the flag is raised for offside against Morecambe. Good initial ball, though, from Black that found Gary Thompson.
Well, it was. He's cut inside well there and just lifted the ball over the top. I must admit, Gary Thompson did look slightly offside to me, but I suppose the linesman makes up for it by giving offside a second or two later. A good run again by Gary Thompson. I just feel that he runs inside maybe a little bit too much. Should stay a little bit wider. Maybe that ball can be delivered just to give him that little bit more space.
I think that's largely down, you know, Clive, to the fact that he is a central striker normally, Thompson, so it's instinct really that pushes him infield. Here now, ball forward towards Steen. Oh, and there's still a little bit of hesitation, but that was cool in the end from Murphy. He took a risk and he got away with it. Forceful run here by Thompson. Held up though well. And now some space for Hazelden. Tries to thread the ball through from McDougall, but no problems there for Chris Lightfoot. Drummond uses out to Terry, and free kick against Stuart Drummond.
Paul Terry just a little bit too quick for him. There's a chance for Mark Steen. A ball dropping over his shoulder there. He just stuck a leg out. Not too sure if he knew where the ball was coming, but he managed to get the faintest of touch. Murphy, well, some unorthodox defending, but gets away with it.
Oh, we've got players dropping like flies at the moment. Gary Thompson down, so too Danny Hazelden. Still Dagenham leading through Paul Terry's first half goal. I think Gary Hill has been rather upset that he hasn't been getting players forward from midfield in recent matches. We heard Neville Southall touch on that at half-time and said that's been the difference today to recent Dagenham matches, and clearly the message has been heard by Paul Terry, who did get forward quite brilliantly to link with Junior McDougall, one of Dagenham's best attacks of the day.
Something we said before the game, that Terry and Hill are expected to bomb on. Playing a 5 midfield, you expect midfield players to bomb on. Danny Schiff obviously sits a little bit in that central role. Paul Terry, Danny Hill expected to get forward, and Paul Terry gets the goal really that his support play deserved. As you can see again, Junior McDougall did very, very well, used his pace initially, but held the ball up well, some good footwork. That's the simplest of chances for Paul Terry. He really deserves it. He made a long run to get that support in, and that's what midfield players are expected to do.
He's the elder brother, of course, of Chelsea's John Terry. Had a chance to make a league career for himself as well as a trainee with Charlton. Didn't quite make the grade down at the Valley, and Gary Hill took him on. Now, Ian Arnold is coming on for Morecambe. And Gary Thompson is the player who limps off, and this will be straight swap on the right side of the Morecambe midfield now. Arnold on for Thompson. Now, after the lengthy delay for the couple of injuries, we're back in action now with Lee Goodwin's free kick for Dagenham. It's way beyond McDougall.
Ian Arnold played against him when he used to be at Southport, and got lots of pace about him. Used to play as a central striker, playing wide on the right. And Jim Harvey's obviously using all the players that he's got available. And the amount of games he's got coming up.
Steen. Good hold-up play by Mark Steen. Terry's getting well forward again here. Lightfoot will have to be careful and took the right option. Avoided his goalkeeper, Gothard. Still, good pressure on the Morecambe defence here from Mark Steen. Understand there's a hamstring problem for David Perkins in the first Morecambe substitution. And Ryan Zico-Black came on. Foul here is against Ian Arnold. Free kick swung in then by Danny Shibb. Easy take for Mawson.
It's a simple one for Craig Mawson to come and take. Too much height on the ball.
Just wondering how long Morecambe will leave it before they think about another change. Because he's certainly got plenty of support on the bench in terms of the attacking end of the game, Jim Harvey. Murphy wins the header, but only for McDougall, but there's quick pressure on him. And coming back from an offside position, but play will continue, is Curtis.
Gary Hill there just encouraging his players. He wants more from them. He was expecting more. He's trying to push his players on, drive them on from the bench.
Rigoglioso, good feet. Finds McKerney. It's looking as if they want to mix it up a little bit more now, Morecambe. But that's a good ball from Norman, and Curtis has got free here. It's Wayne Curtis, yes! Really good finish for the man who passed up a good opportunity early on in the first half, and Wayne Curtis has got Morecambe back on terms with a really good finish in the end, 1-1.
They're just getting much tighter in that midfield area. And Wayne Curtis from a tight angle, he's done ever so well, to be fair. Looking at Paul Terry trying to turn there. Bad area to turn, but Wayne Curtis on his left foot, tucked it away really nicely in that bottom corner. To question possibly the goalkeeper a little bit, Paul Gothard.
7th conference goal of the season for Wayne Curtis. As I was mentioning earlier, he had that really good spell in January and February when he was scoring regularly. In the absence of leading marksman Robbie Talbot, Wayne Curtis comes up with the goods for Morecambe and applies more pressure on the Dagenham boss, Gary Hill.
Well, just said a few moments before the goal, didn't we, that Gary Hill was trying to get his players to drive on a little bit more and work a little bit harder. Obviously can feel Morecambe getting back into the game.
Just before the goal, beginning to suggest they were trying to mix it up a little bit more with playing the long ball forward, but it was the pass from Norman that got them through with Morecambe's normal passing game on the deck. Here now McDougall well forward for Dagenham, but easy take for Mawson. Can make the best use of that position, Junie McDougall.
There's a question there for Junie McDougall, just to hold it up. He doesn't need to put the ball in. He's again running alone up front. Maxtina dropped a little bit deeper at that time. Needs to hold it up a little more. Just doesn't need to put the ball into the box. Turn back out and perhaps give it to one of his supporting players.
Nervy times again for Dagenham and Redbridge, with Boston away to Southport later on today. Have to feel that this is a must-win game for Dagenham. Curtis. Waiting for the support, rise from Rigoglioso. Wayne Curtis again. Arnold going to ground, claiming there was a shirt pull. Maguire. Murphy with some defending to do under pressure from Steen. Here's Goodwin. Good pass to Danny Hill. He's got Hooper free to his right. It's Dean Hooper. Well, not quite what he had in mind, was it? But it was good enterprising run from Dean Hooper. Pity about the end product.
Good break again, wasn't it, by Dagenham? Not too sure what Dean Hooper was trying to do that. I honestly think he's trying to bend it into the far side of the goal.
Well, here comes a switch from Gary Hill, and Danny Hill is coming off, and Steve McGavin is the player bringing plenty of experience on here for Dagenham and Redbridge. Won the conference double back in 1992 with Colchester. Double, of course, of the conference title and the FA Trophy, which the man alongside me has experience of too. FA Trophy was good to you, Clive, when in your days with Woking.
Yeah, very good. 3 times with Woking. It was nice actually to do it again with Cheltenham, and obviously to play that many times at Wembley was very, very pleasing. Obviously also to win them as well.
Is there a more decorated player in the conference than you? I'm beginning to question it. We'd be here all day if we listed everything.
Not that I know of, not player-wise, no. Obviously Jeff Chappell did very, very well, winning 5 trophies as a manager. 3 with Woking and 2 with Kingstonian, but as a player, I'm not aware of one.
He's done around the 40 age mark as well. It's some tribute to his fitness.
I was very fortunate to keep fit, I suppose, and not have the injury problems.
Later on today, Premiership action, Sky Sports 1. White Hart Lane, Tottenham against Leeds. Build up from 2.
Back up, go.
Curtis just getting on the wrong side of the Dagenham defence again here, Wayne Curtis. Good turn of pace there, and goes wide! And the shot wasn't that far wide. Oh, Paul Gothard's right-hand post, and Wayne Curtis showed a good turn of pace here.
Again, the long ball forward. Wayne Curtis first onto it. Thought he'd taken the ball too far wide here, an extra touch too far. Well, that was close, wasn't it? He's done ever so well to get any sort of shot in at all, and again, Paul Gothard just watches as the ball drifts past that far post.
Used to play his football up with the Holker Old Boys Club before Morecambe took him on. Wayne Curtis. Strong work here by Shipp. Untidy challenge from Rigoglioso. Played in the same Liverpool youth team, by the way, as Michael Owen and Jamie Carragher. Rigoglioso, Liverpool junior side that won the FA Youth Cup back in '96. Hazelden. Ball looked to be out of play there, but play's continuing. Here's Goodwin. Took a deflection. Here's Paul Terry. Oh, well, what an opportunity. And Gary Hill, who still plays Sunday League football himself, by the way, the Dagenham manager, wishes he could have got out there to turn that one in. But I thought that ball had gone out of play here, Clive.
Well, I don't think it has. It's funny how you have two people see it differently. And Dagenham took full advantage of it, and Paul Terry, well, I know it's bubbled up, but you've got to hit the target from there. Was it the whole of the ball? It was tight, wasn't it? Well, fortunately, it's not our decision, Kevin. It's the assistant referees.
I hate to use the phrase, but the, the old adage is the whole of the ball over the whole of the line. And I defer to the referee's assistant, Matt Downey. That ball hadn't gone out. It's a great chance, though, for Terry, wasn't it? Forward by McGavin.
Yes, Kevin, what can you say? You're asking your midfield players to bomb on. They're not natural goal scorers. And Paul Terry did the business in the first half and could have made a big name for himself there.
Here's John Norman. Nice sidestep away from Goodwin. Arnold. Plenty forward here for Morecambe. It rolls harmlessly through with Gothard.
When they get into those areas, Morecambe, they do pass the ball about well and find players in and around the penalty area. And you just feel that, given half the chance in and around the box, they might just pinch another goal.
Oh, Gothard have to be searching for a new ball there. Took no chances, though, the Dagenham goalkeeper. Not the time of the season to be taking any risks for the Dagenham keeper. Got an injury here to Lee Goodwin.
I was just going to say, just hear the Dagenham crowd just picking up again. Quite a good 10 minutes after the Morecambe goal, and it did silence the Dagenham crowd. Sometimes the players, they will need that lift again. They will need the crowd to get vocal and push them on to win this championship.
I think Lee Goodwin's got a problem here. He's got his left boot off, and as you can see, having to be led away here. So there's may be some further movement from the bench for Dagenham. Just glancing down, they've got Tim Cole and Mark Janney and Ken Charlery as the available outfield substitutes. So Tim Cole is coming on. Lee Goodwin cannot continue. And that would be a very inopportune time for a key player for Dagenham in the final run into what they hope will be the conference title. They can't afford to lose Lee Goodwin at this stage, but that doesn't look a very bright picture for the Dagenham defender. And here's Cole. There's a straight swap as Tim Cole takes his place in that Dagenham defence. Hasn't had much of a look in this Dagenham season, Cole. Drummond. Forward by Shipp. Well, how would you see it at the moment, Clive? It's certainly since the goal and Wayne Curtis's chance when he nearly bagged a second. You wouldn't rule out 3 points here for Morecambe at the moment, would you?
No, you wouldn't. I just feel that they've probably grown a little bit in confidence in this second half. Morecambe pass the ball about a little bit better. I just feel that in and around the box they look the brighter, and I just feel that they might just pinch a goal. But it's finally balanced at 1-1 at the moment.
Here's Arnold. Decent ball in. Norman unable to get the touch he was looking for. Header on here by McDougall, and Steen just might get beyond Murphy here. Just had the presence of mind there to hold off Mark Steen, who was quickly onto his bike there as McDougall won a good header. And Steen just held out there by Murphy.
I just feel that Mark Steen wishes he was probably 4, 5 or 6 years younger there. I'm sure a few years ago he'd have got on the end of that one.
Foul there by Terry.
Paul Terry just running back, just challenging for the ball. Collision there, just gives away the free kick.
Stuart Drummond is coming off now for Morecambe, just coming back from his ankle injury problems. And the former Southport player, Andy Galk, is the replacement. And he will take up the position now vacated by Drummond alongside Rigoglioso. And Paul Terry is coming off for Dagenham. And Mark Janney has come on to replace the goal scorer for Dagenham, Paul Terry. Steen. Confirmation of Janney for Terry. Here's Cole, who's just come back from a loan spell at Billericay. Tim Cole. And the goalkeeper will need to get there. The deflection off Murphy. Mawson does enough. And I'm sure that there'll be an open line somewhere amongst the communications to Steve Evans and these Boston players as they're preparing for their match at Southport today. This will go down very, very well in Boston quarters as Gary Hillside still struggle to get the victories that they need. Remember, after today's matches for the two, they'll still have a game in hand, but could find themselves as much as 7 points adrift of Boston at the end of today. No easy game for Boston today, though, against Southport. Here's a chance now! Brilliant strike! Oh, what a fine goal by McGavin! Well, the man who won the conference title 10 years ago with Colchester might have gone a long way there to delivering league football for Dagenham next season. Terrific strike.
It was a great leap at the far post by McDougall, and as the ball bounced, well, McGavin struck that sweet as a nut on the half volley. Terrific finish. Really, what Paul Terry failed to do some 5 minutes ago.
Well, his fifth and by far his most important conference goal this season for Steve McGavin. Here now is McDougall. Players arriving in the area. One of them is Steve West, who's got forward. And West looking for the cutback here. Good challenge. Important foot in there by Lightfoot. Now Curtis. Held up well by Cole. McDougall. Oh, good running here by McGavin again. Trying to stand at the cross, and his chance, Hazelden. Good block by Mawson. Well, the game has really taken off in the last couple of minutes, and it all started with the wonderful strike. But McGavin there almost setting up a third because West was in, and Hazelden denied by Mawson. It was good, brave goalkeeping from Craig Mawson. This is Janney with the spring in the step now of the Dagenham players. Here's McGavin. And he provided another! Oh, yes, he can! Well, what a substitution by Gary Hill. Sometimes they come off for you big time. I think he's had about 3 touches since he came on, Clive, and Steve McGavin has scored twice.
Well, this is a wonderful finish, isn't it? Great support play. Well, he's found himself a little bit of space, defenders dropping off. Well, you can't say anything about the finish. That's wonderful finish. Terrific, terrific goal. Well, I think what the substitution has done, I mean, Lee Goodwin had to go off injured, and Dagenham have gone to 3-4-3, and Steve West has gone up front. And it's just opened the game up completely, and Dagenham have, as you say, Kevin, sometimes they work and sometimes they don't.
2 minutes and 7 seconds between the 2 goals for Steve McGavin. And that's just the way this conference title race has been going. There we were talking, well, just a few moments ago about how happy Steve Evans and Boston United would be with a possible draw. McGavin has turned the game completely on its head. What an introduction.
It's amazing how it changes so quickly. Steve West now dropping back. They've got their 2-goal cushion and dropping back to the defence after playing the last 3 or 4 minutes almost as a centre forward.
Here's Arnold. I don't think goal difference will come into the title race if it does go down to the wire, because Boston's is far superior to Dagenham's, but I think they might be hungry for 1 or 2 more, because Dagenham could get a big lift at a very opportune time if they can produce the 3 points today. It's not really about performances at this stage, of course, but 19 goals separate the 2 clubs in terms of their goal difference at the moment, plus 36 for Boston. That's excellent. They have been the big goal scorers in the conference this season. Dagenham actually before today had scored more goals away from home than here at Victoria Road, but their away form had been magnificent up until recent weeks. That was a dramatic couple of minutes, and the goals for McGavin mean that Morecambe are in the box seat now with less than 10 minutes remaining with this 2-goal cushion. Here's Arnold. Rigoglioso. Foul is given against the hero of the moment, Steve McGavin. Here's the goals, Clive.
Yeah, I mean, total miss kick there, but as it dropped, I mean, he's hit that so sweetly. They support him very, very quickly. Just find himself a little bit of space. Oh, Gary Hill, well, ecstatic with that 3rd goal. It's the cushion that he needed.
Miscue by Arnold. It's actually gone out for a throw-in, which was the spin on the ball. You could almost feel the weight coming off the shoulders of Gary Hill, couldn't you, in his delighted reaction to that 2nd goal from Steve McGavin. He's asked his players to shoulder the extra responsibility. Felt he didn't get that at Nuneaton on Saturday. And his players have answered the clarion call today. But will that slip up in recent away matches be costly in the final analysis? Still some twists and turns to come, I'm sure.
Well, things at this stage of the season, we said before, Kevin, all he can do is win his games, as many as he can, especially the home games, and keep putting the pressure on Boston. And now this afternoon, Boston know what they have to do.
Danny Hazelden with the Dagenham throw. McGavin. hard really to see how Morecambe can come back from this.
It's funny, Kevin, isn't it? We were saying that we thought Morecambe probably more likely maybe to get a second goal first. And there we are, 10 minutes later, and 2 goals adrift.
They had very little to do, Craig Mawson, in the first half prior to the goal scored by Paul Terry. And little chance with either of the McGavin goals. McKerney. Here's Curtis. Rather isolated though. Looking to get up in support now for Wayne Curtis. Just trying to force his decision his way. It'll be a throw-in. Norman. Good steal though by Hooper. Cole with a header forward. Steen. Now Rigoglioso. McKerney. Ian Arnold. Maguire making a good run down this right side. Murphy will be struggling to keep it in. He did so only just. Well, they're still in a great party mood, aren't they? They're wonderful fans, these travelling Morecambe supporters, and well, can they find a second goal back here now? Here's Arnold. It's Gaup to strike. A chance for Norman. Took a deflection off Steve West. It'll be a corner right in front of the Morecambe fans now. Can they force something from the corner?
Norman, unfortunately for me, turned the wrong way. Went onto his right foot. The fans still celebrate behind the goal.
Well, they reckon they'll be running around Villa Park with the FA Trophy before long. Stevenage might have something to say about that. In comes the corner. Here's a chance. Goal! Well, really well taken. And a cheeky back heel. And Curtis has got his second goal of the day. Looks almost embarrassed by it. 3-2.
Yeah, some sloppy defending, wasn't it? First ball, not one. Wayne Curtis. Well, fortunate goal for him, wasn't it? Cheeky little back heel. And maybe it's not all over yet.
So, a window of opportunity for Morecambe, who still incidentally have Boston to play this season at their Christie Park ground. So they'll have quite a say in the destination of the conference title this season. Don't know whether he's got many nails left, Gary Hill to bite, but some nervy minutes still to endure here. But his side have a corner. There's a free header, and Gaup just happy that he wasn't under pressure there as he faced his own goal. Here's Black. Arnold. McKerney cannot be look on his outside. Arnold will look though for Curtis.
A little bit of life now in Morecambe again. They've stepped up the pace again and started to throw players forward. They just feel they might be able to get something out of this game. Imagine what a fortuitous goal can give a little bit of life to players.
Way by Ship. Player gone down, Rigoglioso. Morecambe players suggesting there was a foul as the ball was cleared, but let's see from here.
It's a fair challenge. I think he's got to go for it. Steve West going for the header there. Glioso just waiting for the ball to come down, and it didn't.
Well, Jim Harvey has once again been bemoaning the fixture logjam at the end of the season. He's asked, actually, that the conference officials consider an extra week's extension to the conference season. I don't think he's going to get that, but well, that can happen when you're involved in a lot of cup competitions, and certainly they've had an excellent trophy run. They play Stevenage in their first leg next Saturday for the right to meet either Burton Albion or Yeovil in the final. Final to be played, of course, at Villa Park. Maguire with the Morecambe throw. There'll be a good deal of stoppage time at the end of the match. At least 5 minutes, I would have thought. Arnold. Here's Black. Gauk. Norman. Good foot in there by McGavin. Not a good clearance though by Dagenham. And here come Morecambe again. Still feeling they might have another goal in them. Andy Gauk. McKerney. Norman. Dave McKerney again. Here's Rigoglioso. Nervy moments here for Dagenham. Arnold with the header on. Here's Ryan Zico Black. Feels for handball, nothing given. Eventually, Dagenham rather nervously get it clear.
There was a chance for Black there to hit that on the volley first time. Decided to take a touch and it came to nothing. Again, some nervy moments for Dagenham at the back.
Still, Morecambe applying the pressure. Good old-fashioned shoulder charge from Curtis. Did well, Rigoglioso. And down at his near post to save Paul Gothard.
Well, he had to square that for me, Rigoglioso. Why didn't he put it across the box? There's two players in there. Decided to go for the shot.
Just a couple of minutes of time to be added on. I thought there might have been a little more because we've had a number of stoppages for injury. Here's Murphy. Ship. Now Hazelden. Still Danny Ship. Just trying to run the clock down here. The Dagenham captain. A bit of an angry reaction there from Rigoglioso. A little bit unnecessary.
Rigoglioso getting involved in stuff really doesn't need to. There's been one or two times when he's got involved. His foot in a few times when perhaps he shouldn't.
Maguire. Well, time running out here as far as Morecambe are concerned, and Gary Hill wants the full-time whistle just as soon as he possibly can get it. And he's only about 30 seconds or so away from it now. And these are the sort of moments where you age by the second, Clive. I mean, really age, because it's been a difficult last few weeks for Dagenham and Redbridge in this topsy-turvy race for the conference title. But they've done enough, and Gary Hill knows that this could be a very important 3 points come the end of the season. They've applied the pressure on Boston United, who play later today away to Southport. Steve McGavin with two crucial goals, especially when you consider that Curtis pulled one back late on, and coming off the bench to spectacular effect, the former Colchester United player. And two goals in a little over 2 minutes gave Dagenham and Redbridge the cushion. Looked as though they were going to go on and win it quite comfortably in the end, but 3-2 in the end. And let's hear with Gary Hill now speaking to Greg Wheeler.
Steve McGavin.
Gary Hill, What a big result is that for the title challenge?
Oh, massive result, you know. When they've equalised, it looks hard. We've had a little bit of a gamble, gone 3-4-3.
And an inspired substitution as well, eh?
Well, he's a quality player, 2 great goals, and of course, they've got one in the last 5 minutes was hard. That's a tremendous result. We're on our way again.
Thanks very much indeed, Gary.
So this is what it means to the table then. Dagenham and Redbridge now just 2 points behind Boston at the top of the table. Boston take on Southport a little later this afternoon. Neville Southall is alongside me. Gary Hill delighted there. Why not?
Yeah, it's a good result. I mean, you've got to win the games. It's not the best of games in the world, and we let them back in, to be fair, at the end. It was just tense 5 minutes, but we deserved the victory.
And these are the goals that won it. He'd barely been on the pitch 10 minutes. Steve McGavin, inspired substitution?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, good finish, wasn't it? Good
one
finish.
With his right,
yeah, great
and
finish.
one with his left.
Yeah, I think this was a better goal, to be fair, because he actually got the ball out of his feet. Great finish.
You've done your part of the deal. Can you catch Boston now?
I think so. I don't see why not. Why should we worry about everybody else? I think we're the best team in the league, so why worry about anybody else? It's up to them. They've still got to win their games. We'll win ours.
OK, it's getting tight at the top of the conference. The Morecambe fans are happy despite that defeat. Hope you can hear them. OK, live football coming up for you. Next, right here on Sky Sports 1, we're off to White Hart Lane. Tottenham against Leeds United. That's Sky Sports 1. And tonight at 7:30, Ewood Park, Blackburn against Southampton is the Premiership Plus offering. That's about it from Victoria Road. Hope you enjoyed the game. It was won in the end by the Daggers, courtesy of Stevie Wonder. Till next time, bye-bye.